Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and today I'm going to review Arrow Video's 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray release of Tremors. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guide 365. Okay, Tremors is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released from Arrow Video in a limited edition packaging. As of right now, there's no standard edition, but I expect that to change down the line. So if you don't want to spend the extra money for this, I would wait. It's probably coming down at some point. So, as far as the movie itself, this was one of my favorites. This really is a good old-fashioned action movie. A little bit of, monster and horror thrown in there. It's got a great cast of characters. In all honesty, I think as far as ensembles go, this is probably one of the better ones of the 90s. Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Michael Gross, Reba McEntire, and all the other ancillary characters that are in the movie are really given their moments, and it's got a great unique premise. Just creatures from underneath the earth that burrow their way. They use sound and vibration to move around. So good. And the designs of the creatures themselves is great. I think even watching it now, it does hold up. It's, a lot of practical effects thrown in there. So that's something that's sorely missing in a lot of, movies made today. But I feel Tremors has a great job with just all those effects, and the story's a lot of fun. It moves at a brisk pace. It's a cool movie. It's just one of those. I was really happy. I was never very impressed with the original Blu-ray released by Universal. So I was hoping some kind of either a remastered Blu-ray or a 4K would come down the line. And lucky for us, a 4K is now available. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and audio in just a moment. But first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K limited edition of Tremors from Arrow Video here. It's a very nice, sturdy looking case. I like the artwork a lot. And then we have the back. And the spine, and then interior. I'll start with the movie case. Some information on the back there. And then we have the discs themselves. We've got a 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc included. And then, we have some cards. We have a flyer and just some, general postcards, that kind of thing. I like the packaging Arrow Video has with their releases, and then on the back it's just that for all of them. And then we have also included is a couple of little posters, talking about the diagram of the graboid. I like that. It's really kind of cool. And then we have a double-sided poster featuring the original artwork. I won't unfold it here, but it's got the Arrow Video cover, and then it's got the original poster artwork. And then we have the booklet included, which just goes into great detail about the movie. There's a lot of information here, so if you're a huge fan of Tremors, you will find a lot to enjoy. So, okay, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Tremors on 4K Blu-ray has a 1:85 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be talking about the Dolby Vision encode. As for the overall clarity of the picture, this movie, of course, being shot on film, is going to retain a lot of grain. It has a very filmic look to it. It does look a little bit heavy-handed, mostly during the low light shots, nighttime scenes. It does kind of stand out a little bit more, but I feel it's natural. It looks good. If you don't appreciate film grain, you might have a little bit of a complaint here, but for me, a film lover, I enjoy it. I think it looks great. As for the Dolby Vision grading, this movie is not inherently colorful. It takes place in mostly a barren area, so there's not going to be a whole lot of vivid color pop. But when it does show up, Dolby Vision makes great use of it. The graboids, the interiors, during that explosion scene, they're very orange and they look good and vibrant in that particular instance. But also things like the blue sky, some costuming choices, those really stand out. But for the most part, it's more natural look to it, and I think the Dolby Vision really brings it to life. Shadow detail and black levels look good here. While not quite inky black for the age of the film, those nighttime scenes and dark interiors I feel are rendered very well. They look good, and the Dolby Vision really enhances them nicely. Textures and detail are also nicely refined here on this 4K disc. Those up-close shots of the various architecture look great here. Clothing, once again, the graboids, when they're more practical effects, are nicely detailed. The ground, it looks good. You got the nice refinement here. Detail is really good, and I think you'll be very pleased. Tremors on 4K Ultra HD supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix that has been newly restored, and it does sound fantastic. I did a quick A and B comparison with my existing Blu-ray, and this one does sound a little bit fuller, a little bit more dynamic. While it doesn't fundamentally change the movie, it's enough of a difference to make you really notice. Center channel with dialogue is prioritized up front. It sounds great. And the front channels, they do a lot of the heavy lifting, and they do a wonderful job throughout the film. The rear speakers are very ambient. There's a lot of activity. The little girl on the pogo stick, she's like kind of bouncing behind you. And there's various other atmospheric effects that make great use of the surround sound environment. The LFE is applied very well. The low end is appropriately boomy when it needs to happen with the homemade explosives, and when Bert and Heather are having their shoot off with the graboids, you get the boominess of the guns, and it renders the rest of the soundtrack pretty good. It complements what's happening, and it does a very nice job. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Tremors on 4K from Arrow Video a solid A. This is a beautiful looking restoration. The 4K does wonders for it, and HDR and Dolby Vision, neither grading you can go wrong with. It looks fantastic, and it's overall new experience here on disc. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a solid A as well. The DTS 5.1 is very lively. There's a lot going on in the entire surround sound environment, and all the speakers are used effectively. So, should you upgrade to the 4K edition of Tremors? Yes. If you're a fan of this movie, whether you get this limited edition or wait for a standard release down the line, the upgrade is fantastic. This is, in my opinion, a night and day difference and a beautiful effort by Arrow Video. So that is my review of Tremors on 4K Blu-ray. Let me know in the comments section below if you picked it up for yourself. What did you think of the presentation? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.